So I'm back, and today, yeah, um, my last video where I said announced the contest winner, I did sell a whole bunch of stuff on eBay, so got everything I needed. Plus, had some extra money left over. Got some more figures on their way. So we will go back to formula here soon. We will be. And I did get some things in the mail, so we'll be taking a look at him soon. And we'll also be taking a look at him soon. So, but today we're going to talk about Transformers Generation 1 Season 1. That's what I'm going to review today. Yeah, this is the re-release by Shout Factory. I think the first set was Rhino, and they package it saying that they that they restored it to the original broadcast versions with new stereo soundtrack created from the original audio. I think they also advertised that they fixed some of the animation glitches, but they didn't. So it's pretty much the same as all the other ones. I mean, it's yeah. Anyway, so this is going to be a non-spoiler review for the first part, and then I'm going to talk about some spoilers later on, and I'll give you a warning. This is, it comes in a two case. The box comes with two cases. Let's see, there is two DVDs on this side, and on this one, just the one, and this is just bonus features. So, now. See, the show itself, I mean, it's Transformers. It's awesome. It's great. I really enjoy it. You get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 episodes for the first season. So it's not a bad start. A lot of shows these days are, about 12, 13 episodes per season. So it's kind of cool. 16. Season 2 is much more impressive, and so is Season 3. Season 4 is really pathetic, but we'll get to those later. So, yeah, I mean, you get introduced to the Autobots and the Decepticons. I mean, it's where the story starts. You also get introduced to the humans who help out, and you also get introduced to animation errors and my favorite, continuity errors. Which just boggle the mind. So you got to be prepared for some issues with the first season. But yeah, all in all, it's a great show, great DVD. The extras are cool. They talk about how, triple changers from toy to comic to screen, the origins of the Transformers, in-depth and insightful look at the many lives of the Transformers, from action figures to comics to animated series, blockbuster feature films, includes brand new interviews with those most responsible for the success of the Transformers. Printable Transport to Oblivion script, old Hasbro commercials, those are just fun to watch. And public service announcements, which again are kind of fun to watch nowadays. So yeah, all in all, I give this set, I give it a 6 out of 10, and I know I'm going to get some grief for that. And I'll explain more in the spoiler review. I do recommend picking this up if you haven't already. I know. Let's see, this was back in 2009, so this is 5 years ago, but I know you can still pick it up at Target for $20. So if you don't own it, go get it. Now, spoilers coming up. I'm not going to go into a depth spoilers, but I'm going to go into what the issues I have, though. Why I have to give it a 6 out of 10. The first 3 episodes were designed as a standalone episode. That's why essentially you see the Decepticons completely defeated and Autobots building their ship to go home. Because, it was just long toy commercial. So that alone kind of subtracts from the rest of the season. The fact that, Autobots had a ship, they're ready to leave. I think they're taking Spike and Sparkplug with them. Stuff like that. Another issue I had with the first 3 episodes is the fact that the Autobots flew. They don't do it any other time, but they every now and then they just flew around. It was really, really weird. It kind of subtracted from, they're the Autobots, and those are the Decepticons. And Decepticons own air, Autobots own ground. And it really confused because I know you see Optimus Prime flying around, and then later on he has to ask Sideswipe for his jetpack to fly, and that was really a head scratcher there. Why? There's that. There's some other issues in it. For example, SOS Dinobots, when they built the Dinobots, which was, awesome. They're the Dinobots. We love them. But then, later on, in season 2, they start talking about how you have to go to the key to, or you have to go to Vector Sigma to get a Spark online. You have to get these things. You can't just build them. You have to get them activated and such. Which is why there's not just armies of them, and that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. But they didn't go into that anymore. They just built the Dinobots and that was it. Later on, the Decepticons built the Constructicons, and the same thing, but they later tried to recon it, saying that they weren't built on Earth, they were rebuilt on Earth. Okay. Forgive them for that one, but the other one, I wish they would have explained that, and just that simple. That's all it needed was, oh yeah, they were just rebuilt or just turned back online or something like that. The other error, or I don't even know if it was an error, but the other kind of almost a dick move by the Autobots was Fire in the Sky. They kind of convinced Skyfire to switch sides, join the Autobots. Yay, got the big flyer, and then at the end he gets defeated and buried under ice. And the Autobots are like, oh, this will be his tomb forever, blah, blah, blah. 2 episodes later, they dig him up so that they can fly to South America. And it's like, really? Just, really? You're going to leave him there buried until you need him? Kind of thing. That is, to me, was a dick move. See, we also get to see the Insecticons first pop up, which is awesome. Always love that. And we also get to see the throwdown between Devastator and Dinobots. Really, really cool. It's great. It's a great first season. And at the end of Heavy Metal War, you see them, all the Decepticons fall into the lava. Again, they were anticipating this to be the end of the series. Was this one thing? They didn't know it was going to take off the way it did, and once it did, then they just kind of kept going with it. Really cool. Insecticons. I do want to touch on this real quick because they'll come back into later in a different review. Was the fact that you find out that the Insecticons, one, shrapnel can control electricity. They can make more Insecticons, a bunch of drones, and Bombshell can control them with his little cerebral shells. So, and that'll come back into play. I'll talk about that more later because that was another thing that kind of bothered me with something later on. But anyway, like I said, I have to give it a 6 out of 10 because there are enough continuity errors and animation glitches that make me really kind of, I can't just say this is the best that the Transformers universe had to offer for animation. So, Transformers Generation 1, Season 1, by the Shout Factory. I do recommend it. Even though it's a 6 out of 10, I cannot recommend this enough. I mean, if you are a Transformers fan, you have to have G1 cartoons in your collection. It's just a must. So, next we'll be talking about Season 2, Part 1.